Ladies and gentlemen, fans and soon-to-be fans, you know what's better than SFLm football? More SFLm football as we join you at the Wolves' Den as San Jose and Anchorage both look to rebound from their respective losses the week before. And I am here with my broadcasting partner, DJ Kilgannon. Oh, look at those sweet away uniforms. Hey, tell me how you feel, DJ, about this matchup.
Thank you for the warm welcome, my friend. I am stoked for this one. I think it's going to be a vengeance game, if you will, from both sides of this one. Anchorage suffering their first loss of the season last week against Birmingham, who is seeming to come out as a very hard threat to deal with, a very dominating force. San Jose, on the other hand, last week they suffered one of the most devastating losses I have seen in the minor leagues, allowing 59 points to the San Diego Aces, in a very tough loss. They're not going to stand for that. They're going to come into this one firing.
Well, don't worry, we've got a brand new football game ahead of you. Ladies and gents, boys and girls, children of all ages, the kicker's hand is to the sky, paced, and boom! This ball is up in the air as we're going to get started. Looks like Isaac Bruce is going to be return duties. Pardon me, that's Jamar Shelton. Had a big game last week. Let's talk about this San Jose offense. You got Brady White, a commander-in-chief, looking to rebound from his performance last week. Running backs Rashawn Williams, Joel Harneman, and fullback Speedy Gonzalez, along with receivers Aiden Texera. Jimmy Wint had a big game last week. And Jamar Shelton, the primary go-to guy last week as well. As we line up in formation here, as we're looking at Jimmy Wint, we just mentioned him going along the left-hand side, both just outside the hash marks. Offset I formation. Slip, throws outside, handoff to Rashawn Williams, who's going to be tackled right at the line of scrimmage. Let's talk a little bit more about this offense. Gerald Goradul Khan and Robert Hanson Jr. are going to be your tight ends, along with Landon Onum and Jack Boss, making the prominent members of this offensive line for San Jose. As Brady rolls outside to the right, throws! And it was going to be caught for just a second. It hit one of the other mitts of Aiden Texera before it was knocked out. DJ, that was a nice play.
It was indeed. Belmont completely chased the receiver, blanketed him in the coverage there, and that's one of the few instances where you see a defender actually catch back up with the receiver who gets the jump on him.
Trips bunch formations, Brady's right hip. As we look to see Cerveza's domain, rolls out to the left on the hash mark, throws across the right, but there's going to be a flag on the play. Let's see what the official calls here. It looks like pass interference, and it's going to be on. San Jose accepts the penalty, and they're going to get the first down. DJ.
Yeah, we see just a little bit of an early hit. And we'll get another look at it. Jimmy Wint definitely would have been able to get his hands up there. So it's interesting because the play would have been able to be made. I think it's a good call. A close call, but a good one.
Gaskin went through a little bit of hand fighting, as you always expect to find back there in the secondary in this game. As Brady drops back, 3-step drop, throw! And it looked like it was going to be caught by Robert Hanson before it was knocked out. And let's talk about this Anchorage defense while we're here. Defensive lineman Jad McPherson and defensive line lady Finn Steele, along with linebackers Bobby Green, Duncan Onum, Zachary Bobineau, and Julian Gasca, Eric Belmont, and Spider Webb make up the defense attorneys of the secondary. As we look at the I formation here, Brady's going to hand off to Williams. He's going to run just to the right of the C gap before he's brought down with a firm shoulder. 3rd and 6.
Yeah, Terrence Newman, a hard hit there from his top safety spot. Rashawn Williams, one of the toughest runners in the SFLm right now. It's hard to stop him single-handedly. Thankfully, there was a pack of wolves, if you will, to help get in his way.
I remember seeing him run in Philadelphia. He's definitely a hard runner and one of the most pro-ready right now. As Brady rolls out right, throws a deep pass, and it almost got caught off the tip on the play by Julian Gasca. Great coverage to force 4th and 6.
a fantastic start of the drive from the rookie who's been getting involved quite a bit to start his young campaign, certainly showing up in a big way to start this game as well. Certainly not looking like a rookie.
John Landetta with a punt. Nice and high. It's got a lot of hang time. No fair catch called. Contact just outside the 20-yard line. Let's talk about this Anchorage offense. You've got Mikael Pajak. It's going to be your commander-in-chief, along with running backs John Osmosis and Tim, one of your workhorse backs in this league and on this team as well, and Chevy Monte Carlo, along with receivers Kevin Parker. Watch him. He's been very consistent. Joey Hightower, Elliott Pope Jr., and Bobby Tarantino as we await the snap here. They're going to make some adjustments here. They're going to send Elliott Pope in motion. Now you got 4 receivers to the right. We'll see how this defense makes up for that coverage. Pressure incoming. Throws by Pajak, and he's got a whole lot more real estate in front of him. He's going to break another tackle. He might. Could he? He's still going all the way to the 15-yard line. Yep, if you saw it, you better believe it.
What an electric play there from Pope Jr. Gets a step on the defensive back. I believe that was Andre Pope, the other Pope, on the other side of the defense. He breaks another tackle, a terrific block from one of the receivers, spins away past a man, jumps over him, and is finally chased down by Greg Ellis, the defensive end for San Jose. What an electric play.
He was probably hearing, oh, watch Kevin Parker? Okay, watch this. That was a great play as Pajak drops back, throws deep, and a dangerous throw that almost was intercepted by Remnar Sudi, the free safety.
Yeah, and that was Ramnar was the one who the spin was on that previous play, if I'm not mistaken. So great sideline to sideline presence, as well as nice coverage play in the middle of the field.
Also tight end Sanj Singh, along with lineman Jackie Jones, line ladies Jess Fullerton Galarza as the ball is hiked. Pajak's got time, somehow escapes the sack and throws for a 1st and goal to Kevin Parker.
Yeah, now Parker showing he's got it as well, and a terrific pocket from the offensive lineman of Anchorage, giving Pajak so much time to throw the football, and just a terrific job of the route developing from the receiver, just keeping your speed up and eventually just outrunning the corner to where all they can do is make the tackle after you catch it.
Lining up directly under center, 2 receivers to the right. They're going to flip it outside, fights his way, and Tim is going to take it to the 3-yard line. It remains 2nd and goal.
Yeah, and that one just short of the sticks. Aunt Tim has been fantastic for Anchorage, certainly getting a decent load. Osmosis and Monte Carlo, certainly heavy bodies in that backfield as well. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some more runs.
Handoff, slips outside, and that's not going to go anywhere thanks to the shoulder of Isaac Faison.
Yeah, I would have liked to see John maybe cut that one inside. Instead, tries to bounce it to the outside, gets caught by one of these defenders, and now you're 3 yards to go. It's looking a little iffy here.
Rolls out right. Pajak throws, and it's going to be incomplete. Let's take a moment to finish off the names here. You got Jackie Jones, offensive line ladies, Jess Fulgen Larta, Rose Steele, and offensive lineman Demon Pickle. But that was a great play by Youngblood.
Yeah, that was a great one there. And just a nice job of the defense in goal line, being able to suit up, stand their ground, make a terrific short down stop.
That was definitely a nice drive. Look up as the kick goes up, and it's good. Anchorage manages to turn that reception into points. And Mr. DJ, there you go. I was afraid I lost you for a second there, man. I'm so glad you're here.
Oh, always, brother. Third time's the charm, if you will. I had to bless these wonderful minor league players with my voice for a third time.
Absolutely, and
You
someone
poor
didn't
people.
get. As here we have Brady White saying, "Let's go!" The defending champ, Brady White, rallying his troops. Love to see that. Anchorage is going to accept the clipping penalty on that one, and Brady White is going to start his campaign on the 18-yard line.
Yeah, huge thanks to Mr. White. Everyone here in the minor league group appreciates it very, very much.
Indeed, absolutely. Once again, thank you so much for that super chat. Now let's take a look at this offense that Brady White plays. He's pretty good. Wait a minute. I'm feeling a sense of deja vu. Brady White's under center as we've got Jamar Shelton in motion. Keep an eye on him. He had a big game last week. Brady drops back, rolls out, throws, and Jamar Shelton's going to make a really big catch and fight his way for a whole lot more to take it just outside their 30 for a first down.
Yeah, very, very nice job of Brady. The pressure coming around the edge and through the inside. Takes a few steps back, recollects himself, and connects with Shelton underneath. And Shelton's the type of receiver to be able to break tackles and make plays after the catch, and we saw a good display of that there.
Absolutely. It's really important, especially after a tough game, to come back and let your team know that you're not fazed by it, and it's a new game, and it's time to dominate and get this W. As Brady remains under center, the defense is going to be dropping back a little bit more. We'll see what happens with that cushion as Brady takes a 5-step drop, throws, and it's going to be tipped on the coverage. A little extra contact there. The coverage made by, it looks like one of the defenders there, Terrence Newman.
Yeah, really nice display of coverage. Able to keep up with his receiver there and make a play from behind to be able to get a hand on it.
2nd and 10 here, we see what they roll out with. We got an I-Pro formation. Sean Williams, Speedy Gonzalez in the fullback position, along with 2 receivers to the left and a tight end to Brady's right. As Brady drops back, he rolls out, throws, there's a little pressure, and it was in the hands for a moment before being knocked out of Shelton's grasp. 3rd and 10.
Yeah, now you're forced into a throwing down if you're Brady White in this offense, but he's perfectly fine with that, as I can imagine the rest of this offense is going to come out in bunch against this dime look for Anchorage.
He has a lot of confidence, that's for sure. Vegas Domain rolls out to the left. He's got some time. Throws a deep ball. Makes it just before midfield. Nice catch by Aiden Teixeira. That was great.
Yes, certainly was. And you keep your drive going. You roll out to your left. I mean, you have all the time in the world. You have 3 blitzing defensive linemen there. And it's just a levels concept of that point. You have one underneath that the linebacker has to worry about that takes his attention away from the over-the-top receiver. And that just completely leaves him open. And a great throw by Brady to keep it away from the safeties over the top.
Brady surveys the field, throws out, caught by Shelton. Once again, there's that man as it's 2nd and inches, and they get closer to field goal territory.
Yeah, and just taking off yardage, and it's certainly a pretty heavy setting pass attack here from San Jose. Kind of surprising considering the strength they have in their backfield.
In the backfield, they're going to hand it directly to Speedy Gonzalez, and they just say, we're just going to get that first down real quick and then figure it out from here.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you're ahead of those sticks, that's all that matters. As you're pushing up to, they're about 8 yards past the 50 now. You want to see you want to see the end zone at this point. It'll put you back in the leave above Anchorage, and San Jose is a tough team to play from behind against.
Oh, what a catch by Jamar Shelton in tight man-to-man coverage. Wow, DJ, what a big play as it puts them closer to the red zone.
Yeah, it was great coverage from the corner on that far right side, and Shelton just athletic enough to be able to go up, catch that one-handed, and pull it in. That was Julian Gazka, who was playing really tight coverage on that back hip.
Yeah, there's something about that playmaking ability as Brady, very interesting formation here by Brady White. He can do a lot with this here. Brady under center, Looks left. 5-step drop. Throws and almost intercepted. W. Brady with the dono. Very, very nice. Thank you, Mr. DJ, for that super chat.
Must have been my account, and I didn't know anything about that.
Yes. Oh, those accountants. It's a numbers game with them, you know?
It is.
As Brady White drops, goes under center. He's got a tight end immediately to the left on the offset side, but they're going to throw it, and it's caught by Aiden Texera. That's going to put them first and goal right on the 1-yard line.
Yeah, and that one, a quick pass over the middle. And that one pushing you past the sticks as you're already in the red zone. Now you're going to have 3 more attempts, and you're now well within Joe Garfield's range to chip in an easy field goal if it does come to that point. But you have some great running backs, and it's a strong Anchorage front. You just got to try and punch it in.
Jumbo formation. They're going to hand it off to Speedy Gonzalez, and he does what fullbacks do. Get 1 yard the hard way. San Jose takes the lead with the touchdown.
Yeah, just tough physicality. I mean, you had 3 shots at it. It would have been hard to see Anchorage make 3 stops in a row in such a talented backfield. That's the big O Chevy pushing that one forward, if I'm not mistaken.
Absolutely, there. Good to see that offensive line able to get that push as they score on the drive and take the lead with the game's first touchdown. Still a Holdemir.
Excuse me.
Up.
Almost.
And the kick is good. She puts the dividends on the investment there to make it 7-3. And DJ, that was something.
It was something. It was a great, well-sustained drive all the way down the field. And, you know, they ran when they needed to. They threw consistently. When they were forced to throw, they did so.
Absolutely here as the ball goes back up to be received by Anchorage as they're looking to return serve. It's going to be taken out on the play and taken out for a very nice return to the 33 by Bobby Tarantino. So, you know, how are you looking to answer back on this drive if you're Anchorage?
Quickly, right? I think the key is explosiveness, right? I mean, we saw that huge play previously for him to open up the can of worms, which inevitably ended in a field goal. Keep that same momentum going. If you have energy popping off big plays, keep it going.
Absolutely. You know that Jay Ballmer definitely wants his offense to find the end zone. Then again, what offensive coordinator doesn't?
Yeah.
As Mikel Pajak drops back for a very nice quick gain of 3 to Kevin Parker once again. Very nice quick completion there.
Yeah, a little hitch route to that right side, just keeping it away from the corners. You know, playing on a swivel, if you will.
Yeah, those guys get paid too, and they don't get paid to let you catch the ball, that's for sure. We've got a 5-wide set, and they're all on the line as Joey Hightower goes outside. This could definitely be a big one as Pajak drops and throws a nice little beater inside. Not really anywhere else to go as he checks down to Joey Hightower. It's now 3rd and 5.
Yeah, now it's manageable, right? I can only imagine we're going to see a pass here with how successful they've been with with short yardage passes, if you will. But they do have a back in the backfield.
Yep, definitely. As Pajak, back, rolls left outside, throws down the middle. A dangerous pass, nearly intercepted by Andre Pope. Great coverage by the secondary to force a 4th down.
Yeah, did a good job of getting in the way of that one downfield. I mean, played his coverage to perfection. Really the only receiver on his side of the field that he had to worry about, and shaded his way, read the eyes of the QB very well, and you do a good job stopping Anchorage, keeping your lead, and getting the ball back.
Isaac Bruce is going to take it out, denied the fair catch. It's going to be starting again on the San Jose 30. And let me tell you something. Offensive coordinator Drew Reilly is probably saying right now, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Right, DJ?
Yeah, I mean, certainly not. What's working is working, right? And as you have the lead, it's only going to help your case if you push that lead to grow just a little bit more. any points right now pushes it to a one-possession ball game.
Absolutely. You know, anytime Brady White holds on the football, you might see something special.
Oh, yeah.
Under center. 5-step drop, and he breaks the sack.
Oh,
Wow. A lot of bedlam and chaos in there. We're going to have to see the official ruling from the honorable referee here, as that's going to be the defensive pass interference, and San Jose is certainly going to accept a lot. Wow. That was a lot of athleticism on the penalty here.
oh. Not sure I agree with that, but you know, let the boys play.
Hey, with the
Let them
referees,
play.
at the end of the day, the rulings are final.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Yeah, I mean, I'm way up here. It's not like I have any say.
Hey, no way. I've just known refs to be right 100% of the time. As Brady hands the ball off, Rashawn Williams makes a nice little dance and razzmatazz for a gain of 6, 2nd and down, $1:48 left in the first.
I don't know about 100% of the time. I mean, you played in Boston last season, didn't you?
Oh, you know, I played for Philly.
Yeah, but you did play in Boston at one point.
I did play in Boston.
Yeah, you did.
I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere. As good old Brady White hands it off to Joe Hardiman, who fights like you know what to only gain about 2 yards against that defense. Spiderweb with the tackle.
Yeah, I love when the safeties are able to help from over the top in the run game, especially that quickly and efficiently.
Ship me out to Boston. I was just reminded of that song title.
Like some tea, right?
Yeah, just throw it all in the harbor. Put the lobster in the water. They're loving that tea too. As Brady dropped, he's gonna take off, and he's stopped just short by Brickashaw Molyneux. No, sir.
Yeah, great job there. The defense able to chase him down right before he made it to the sticks. Oh, they go for it. I love it.
Yeah. Down the kicker, hang tight. But don't worry, Scylla. We got this. Brady left and right. They got a jumbo formation. They're going to drop their Lacoon back a yard, and then they're going to move Kahn to the outside. They're going to hand it off to Gonzalez. He's going to gain 3, but woo! That was definitely, hey, Brady White definitely was not nearly as nervous, I think, as we were on that one. As we get to the end of the first quarter, after a phenomenal show of toughness, courage, and risk, as San Jose currently leads 7-3 and is driving near midfield. You're watching the SFLm on the Virtual Football Network as Brady White sits in the huddle, and they discuss what to do with this new set of downs as they set up shop on the 41-yard line to start the second quarter of the football game. White under center. He's got a tight end to the right. He's going to hand it off to Williams. Williams may not be able to break the tackle, but a very good first line setup to gain 5 on the play.
Yeah, nice run there from Williams. Their bell cow in San Jose for sure. Gets the bulk of their carries. And this offense is very balanced for San Jose. They can do it all.
They really are, and I like to see what they do with their formations here as that gets shut down right at the line of scrimmage by Dexter Coakley. It'll be 3rd and 4. So it's interesting to see what Drew really is going to draw up here on 3rd and 4.
Yeah, I mean, Rashawn can get 4, but, with this heavy set box from Anchorage, wouldn't be surprised with a pass either. Could be both.
Hey, sometimes you can hold the ball behind your back and then do something else with it. But they're not going to do anything with that one as the tackle is made by the linebacker, big number 52, Dexter Coakley. There he is again.
Yeah, again, the generic getting his name called, shoots through the gap. I mean, it looked like the White Sea, if you will, of those San Jose offensive linemen parted for him. Straight shot at the quarterback, and that sack seems to push him just a little bit farther out of field goal range, forcing them to punt. Who's to say if prior to that sack would have been in range? but it goes out of the back of the end zone, and they're forced to punt, it just stinks after what was a pretty good drive leading up to that point.
Yeah, that's like when you go to the hardware store and you say, I got a gap here and I need to fit it with a generic linebacker. Do you have anything really, really good? To be like, yeah, I've got this Dexter Coakley right here. Buy one and get the second at the exact same price. Only at the SFL Depot. As Mikhail Pajak is going to drop back, they're going to put Kevin Parker in motion right on their 20-yard line. 8:36 left in the second. They're going to flip it out immediately to Ant Tim, who's going to break a tackle to taking 6 yards. Nice outside sweep.
There we go. Tim getting some momentum, and Tim is a great running back when it comes to off the, wild card type runs. We've seen Tim excel in draws and a lot of good outside runs. Very unorthodox, if you will.
Let me tell you, sometimes there's a plan and then you get to a different part of the field and the plan's got changed, but that plan was simple. Right up the middle for a run by Chevy Monte Carlo and a new set of downs.
Look at that hit. Oh my gosh. Someone check on it.
Yeah, someone's got to remind him, like, hey, you're in a football game. You're in a uniform. You play football. All right, good. Thumbs up. Mikhail Pajak drops back. Mikhail Pajak with a throw. If it's pass interference, it's going to be declined as the ball was caught regardless. No face mask. And that's going to be even more bonus yards for Anchorage. Another penalty moving them further down the field.
It is an incidental, however, so not as many as you would see otherwise. Thankfully there for San Jose. Already past the 50, though, is Anchorage.
And I'll tell you, good luck telling Kevin it's only 5 yards.
Yeah.
It feels like 15 if you grab it the right way. Kevin Parker lines up along the right-hand side as Pajak flips it out to Ant Tim, who's going to spin his way for another couple of yards to make it 2nd and 5.
Yeah, a very tough run that only was able to accumulate 5 yards, cutting your distance to the sticks in half.
Absolutely. Ball on the 40-yard line, 2nd and 5. They're inching closer to field goal range. But you know that J-Bomber definitely wants more. As they send Kevin Parker into motion on the left hash mark, they're going to hand it off, and it's going to be a run by John Osmosis for a first down. It's going to take him just outside the 30.
Yeah, we did talk about early how much Anchorage loves their draws. You spread out the field, and you let one of your running backs loose in the middle of the field when there's not a whole lot of linebackers there.
Now, you may not see a lot of carries from all three of these running backs, but keep in mind, collectively, they're averaging 8.6 yards a carry as a running back core. As that's going to be flipped out to Ant Tim, who's got a lot more yards, and he's going to take it to the 21-yard line for a first down on the run. 6:07 left and counting.
Yeah, that just another tough run, and we talked about how successful Anchorage has been thus far on these outside runs. It's really where Tim excels, right? He gets a nice head of steam, and after that, I mean, the first tackle or two is going to get broken or at least dragged for a few extra yards.
He really does. The senior rookie is definitely making his impact felt as they're running 5 wide, and they're going to be moving Elliott Pope Jr. onto the right. 4 receivers bunched right on the short side of the field. As he's going to throw a pass that nearly gets intercepted. That could have ended up in all kinds of dangerous ways. Joey Hightower, the intended receiver.
Yeah, Pajak felt some pressure there, forced to get the ball out early. The edge rusher off of that left side of the line was able to beat their man and was breathing in the face of Pajak, and he was barely able to get it off before he was hit.
He was definitely breathing in the face, the neck, the eyes, everywhere as Tim takes off, cuts outside and then back inside for 3rd and 6 as he's helped up by his line lady, Jess Fullerton Galarza.
Now you're in a 3rd and pretty decently long as you're forced to throw at this point, which out of this offset single back look, they've been throwing pretty successfully over the middle on that cross. Let's see if they go back to that well.
They could still call the bluff here, as they've got a linebacker offset right. They're going to be moving Tarantino into motion on the left side. They're going to throw to Joey Hightower. He'll reach down to make the catch, but it's really just going to, it's not going to make too much of a difference here. It looks like they're probably going to bring out Joe Garfield for the kicking attempt here. 4:45 and counting as we await the snap here. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up and swings back to the right inside and cuts the deficit 7-6.
10-play, 63-yard drive that was mostly sustained by very successful runs by this Anchorage offense. And if they're able to run like that for the rest of this one, it's going to be looking good. You just got to hope you can finish some of these drives. You can't win a game in a battle versus 3s and 7s.
You really can't. That's the beauty of those touchdowns and that extra point. As Aiden Texera does a lot of fighting and wrestling, takes it to the 30 for a pretty respectable gain. And like you said, there's so much ground to cover when the other team is scoring touchdowns and you're just coming short on field goals.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be able to finish when it matters, when you're close in the red zone, past the 20, really in that range. When you can't, it makes your offense feel it's like a fantastic movie with a really bad ending.
Bad ending, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you take the whole drive very successfully, and at the end, you just stall it.
Right, the show jumps the shark, and you're too invested, and you got to keep watching, as that play doesn't get too much for a gain of only 2 yards here. Very competitive ball game so far between both of these teams. You really love what you're seeing here also when you're Ellie Diomez. Like, you love seeing that defense stepping up and stopping them from breaking into the house. As Brady White goes directly under center, he's going to flip it outside. Joe Harneman take it just short of the first down. They only need 3 to get there. They can do a lot here. 3:57 and ticking in the first half.
Yeah, and now you can really do whatever you want. They have Williams in the backfield in an I form with only one receiver out. So Anchorage, keep on your toes.
Definitely Brady. He's got time. Throws across his body. Oh, it was in the hands of Gordel Khan. It might not have gone far, but it looked like it was going to be a first down if he had caught it, and that's going to bring out the punting unit as Sean Landetta. Looked like it for sure. Sean Landetta's lined up here as we await the snap. Gets the ball here, kicks it. Nice and high. It's got a pretty good level of hang time to it. It's going to land. No fair catch called. And it'll start just outside the 27-yard line. With 3:33 left here, there's enough time to score, and you really don't have to worry about leaving time on the clock here. But do you play with a sense of urgency? 3:33 is not really a lot.
No, not really, but with how their offense has moved that last drive, it looks like they want to run the ball primarily. In this look, it could be anything. This is where we saw that hitch play previously on this very same formation setup, so I might go back to that. But if you're going to keep running, you're going to have to move pretty quick.
Throws a pass incomplete. Nobody's going to end up catching that. Kevin Parker was the intended receiver, but it just looked like it really could have been thrown to anybody there. Kind of a communication missed call. Mm-hmm. So with 2nd and 10 here and 3:30 left, you've stopped the clock, right? You're looking to finally break in the end zone here. So this can be a big statement drive for Anchorage as Pajak lines up under center. Kevin Parker is going to swing out to the left just outside the hip of Sanj Singh. As Pajak drops back, time to throws, and it hit the breadbasket of Bobby Tarantino, but he drops the pass, 3rd and 10.
That he does, and now you're forced into a 3rd and long. Anchorage has kind of slowed down their outstanding passing attack that we saw them use in the first drive. With their success now starting opening things out, San Jose knows what's coming.
4 wide, shifts left. Throws! Nearly intercepted. Kevin Parker was the intended receiver, and that could have been very dangerous. 4th and 10.
Yeah, the defensive back jumped that one all the way, read it through and through, saw the early pass coming. Should have took that the other way, but still making sure it fell to the floor was good enough, forcing him to play.
Hey, sometimes you think about the dance and the score before the catch. But then again, it's not easy to catch a ball that isn't exactly thrown to you either. As Aiden Texera makes a catch, brings it to the San Jose 41. And Brady's and company are going to get the ball with good field position. And, if you're Drew Really, what do you draw up here?
It would be nice to see them, I'd like to see them go for some points.
Right.
Keep the defensive Anchorage honest. Run a few times to open up your pass game. Keep that pattern going. Make sure you have
sure. Yeah, you want to be aggressive as Brady lines up directly under center. One-step drop. He's going to roll out a little bit. That's a little more time, and that's nearly intercepted on the play. The coverage made there. Very Darren Woodson, who's currently on the field at the moment for that play. As it's 2nd and 10 with 3:10 left here. As we await Brady's next play, Brady White lines up. We're looking at the same formation here as the defensive linemen split, and the secondary gives a deeper cushion, putting Jamar Shelton in motion. Brady, White, drops back, throws, and that was batted out of the air by Ramnar Snooty. Snooty and Chris Youngblood have been everywhere the football has been tonight.
Yeah, absolutely had. That was a great play defensively. Saw 42 get in there, bat that down. Bobby Green involved in there on that play stop. And again, forcing a 3rd and long, back-to-back drives. Both of these defenses playing pretty stout.
Crips formation, Brady drops back. Pass rush incoming, throws, and it's caught by Texera for the first down, taking to the 40, just outside of field goal range, 2:55 and counting.
Yeah, Brady's guy over in San Jose, Texera, finding a catch, and Brady White rolled out to his left, and he saw his guy out there just a little bit shy of the safety blanket in the back, if you will. And did a nice job of being able to get the ball there fast enough to where they couldn't be involved over the top.
Joe Harneman single back, and they're going to hand it off to him. He's going to run up the middle and fight his way for a gain of 6 yards. One of the beauties of Brady White is that he's an equal opportunity employer. If you're open, he's going to throw you the football.
Yeah, certainly is, and they're more than willing to spread the rock in San Jose.
Absolutely in San Jose. Splits outside. They're going to hand it off to Sean Williams, and he's just going to run into the teeth of the animal. He's not going to go anywhere. Tackle made on the play by Zachary Bobineau, the former Philadelphia Cougar. As we look at 3rd and 4, and that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. San Jose is just outside of field goal range, hoping to score at least 3, but they want a whole lot more. Let's see what Drew really calls up here for his offense. J.W. Hartshorn right now, he's pleased with what he's seeing right now as Brady saunters his way to look over his domain to see what he can find in this defense that he can exploit. Jamar Shelton moves outside to the left. Brady rolls out left. Heat's incoming, and he throws! Nice throw under pressure to Jamar Shelton. That's going to take him into the red zone.
Yeah, the cross route being super successful for San Jose. You see him get pressed up with the linebacker early on in the coverage and shoots his way to the middle, and just no one was there. It seemed like a lapse in coverage there from these Wolves.
Absolutely. Brady White now finds his San Jose offense directly on the 20. They're going to hand it off to Williams, who's going to run inside. He's going to get a whole lot more. And he's shoved beyond the first down marker on the tackle. It's 1st and goal at $1:24, and the clock remains ticking.
Yeah, great job of blocking, making a big hole for Williams to run through. Wasn't hit until one of the defensive linemen just broke away from his block and ran behind him to chase him down. But a great run, gain of 11 there, pushing him inside the 10.
Holston Weatherington definitely making him pay for that first down, giving him the receipt along with his purchase. As Brady rolls out right, throws, and if they had drawn that big line a little further, it would have been an interception.
Oh, Gazka, the rookie who has been sensational in this game, so close. Just had to bring the pinky toe in just a little bit sooner.
Absolutely, as Brady now is in the shotgun. Halfback to his left. Brady standing on the right hash mark, throws, and throws it directly at the defender. Quarterback Terrence Newman, 3rd and goal. Dangerous pass.
Yeah, and that one just way too far out in front of your tight end there. It looked like an attempt to connect with Robert Henson in the end zone. I like the idea, trying to connect with your big tight end. Well, led him just a bit too far there and only found the hands of a Wolf there. And they're in this bunch formation now, going to have to pass again. I hope they can find something. A diamond in the rough, if you will.
Pass puts to the right. Brady rolls out left, throws as he caught well short of the end zone. They're going to call a timeout. And they're most likely going to send Scylla Aldemir to take the points. If I were a betting man. And they are going to bring her out to do that. Yep. Scylla Aldemir, kick is up. And once again, it's good. 10-6 is your score. 11 plays, 55 yards, and they covered a lot of ground in 2.5 minutes time.
They certainly did, and we talked about earlier how difficult it'll be to keep a balanced attack with under 3 minutes to go in the ball game, and I guess we saw just how possible it was because they did a good job of it.
They said that nice and high as it's going to be taken out on the play by Elliott Hope. He's going to be tackled right at the 28-yard line. It's going to be interesting to see what happens here. As, you know, what will Jay Ballmer do here? Is he going to play it really aggressive? Is he just going to run it out until the end of the first half? But we'll have to wait and see what he draws up here. As Mikkel Pajak finds himself once again under center here. As he sends Sanj Singh into motion on the left side. 5 left on the play clock. 4, 3. Hands off, he's going to flip it outside, and Tim. And gain of 6 yards. The clock continues to roll. Looks like a conservative takeout, and they're going to probably bleed out the last minute of this first half.
Yeah, you know, they're comfortable running it out, taking it to half. You certainly won't get my praises for the decision. As I say that, they go empty.
Well, you better believe it. Oh! Between the legs of Joey Hightower and also between his hands as it will hit the turf. 3rd and 4, and it's going to stop the clock. So we'll see what they do here, because if they don't run it out, there's a chance that San Jose could call the timeout and see if they can get, you know, some funny money at the end of the bonus.
Yeah, now they're in this offset single back, and we've seen them run and pass out of this look, so it could really be anything. In the motion now, again, we've seen this so many times tonight.
Yep, lots of motion to try to create mismatches here with these receivers. As Pajak throws a deep ball, but that's not going to go anywhere, and that's going to stop the clock, as they're most likely going to bring out the punter, Trace Welsh, to kick it away.
Yeah, that was Ram Narsudi in there in tremendous coverage, who was able to jump it in front of the safety in their zone, or in front of the receiver. They were, you know, the receiver shot through their zone, and they did a nice job of helping the man coverage corner stop that catch from being completed. And
there it goes again, punt nice and high. Cher's going to try to run it out, and he breaks the tackle, takes it. But just outside the 40, there's going to be only enough time for one more play. So we'll see if they bring out the empty formation and take a shot at the end zone here. Nice run. 2 seconds left, and Brady comes out in the huddle, and we'll see what they end up going with. No semi-victory formation. They're going to have a single setback. They're not going to kneel it out. Looks like they're going to take at least one more play. See what happens. John Williams is definitely going to be tackled on the play there by Dexter Coakley once again. And that's going to be the end of the first half. San Jose is up 10-6. And DJ, tell me your thoughts about the first half of this very close and very exciting football game where every point looks like it's going to matter.
Yeah, every point is going to matter indeed. It seems like the San Jose defense is certainly going to get their flowers. They have been able to make stops late into the red zone when it matters. On that same notion, the offense of San Jose has been very consistent. You know, sometimes you see them stall out early in drives, and other times you see them hold a very steady drive. But you know, all in all, they've been able to run pretty well. They've been able to pass pretty well. They've been able to move the ball, and Anchorage just struggling to finish inside of the red zone. It seems like their rushing attack is really getting them the majority of their yardage right now. Just like to see a touchdown come out of one of these nice Anchorage drives.
Yeah, you know, and when you look at the stats on Anchorage, you can say the same for San Jose. They're deceptive because there's a lot of numbers, there's a lot of players with big yards so far, but if you look at the score, 10-6. Right? So
yeah,
the stats are telling one story, but the score is telling a very different one. As it looks like Anchorage is going to have the chance to return serve here and take the lead. Ball's up in the air, it's going to come down. It's going to be caught on the play, but it looks like Tarantino, and it looked like he was going to break it off for a whole lot more as they take it to the Anchorage 31-yard line. So, DJ, let's just say that you're J.W. Hartshorn, Drew Willie, you're Ellie Gomez, you're in the locker room. When you get together, what is your plan? What are you telling your team overall going this second half?
I mean, I can only imagine the sentiment will be to keep your foot on the gas. You need to keep your foot on the throat of Anchorage. I mean, you gotta make early stops. Your defense needs to convert turnovers on some of these tight passes that we're seeing from Pajak. And on the other side, go for the throat. We need to see some of these drives get finished out more often.
Very, very nice play there, right? And to go back to what my backwards brain was intending to ask you. So let's say you're Ryan Davis, Jay Ballmer, Michael Neal, you're Anchorage. What are you telling your squad as you're getting the football here after that very strong run?
You know, I think it's interesting because their offense hasn't been awful, right? I mean, it just seems to be little things here and there. Their run game is working pretty well. You just got to finish strong, right? Don't get antsy when it comes to the red zone play. Don't let the defense jar you a little bit. You got to stick to what works.
Oh, there you go, and that there worked. A little stick on the chest at the end, but Meeple Pajak definitely makes a first down out of that run. Boom, right off the Jets.
Oh yeah, love it, love it, love it. The little QB trap right under center, and the only man there was that safety from over the top. That's Cletus Youngblood who had to come make the stop.
Son Singh to the right. And Pajak is going to throw a very short pass. It's going to lose a yard. He just had to flip it out quick. And 8:41 left in the third. And they're already looking at 2nd and 11.
Yeah, James Whitley on that quick tackle. Looked like just like an escape plan, if you will. Everything else was covered, and you need to get rid of the ball quickly, toss it out that way. He did, and loses one. Would have been better off not completing that one.
They move the man in motion, Elliott Pope Jr., again to this 4 wide set to the right as Pajak throws, and it's going to be knocked out of his hands on the coverage by, we're looking to get you a number on that. That was a very strong hit.
Yeah, and one thing Anchorage just kind of struggled to do is move the ball far downfield in explosive plays. We saw the big play early on in their first drive, but even that was a short pass. That time they do go far down the field. It doesn't work. It was thrown into triple coverage, but I do like the attempt of trying to stretch the field.
Time to throw. Throws it, and it's caught. Wow, beautiful over the back shoulder grab by Joey Hightower to make it a first down.
Yeah, he was previously targeted on that last play, and there was so much traffic receiver-wise on that right side of the field that the corners just got a little bit mixed up, and they forgot about the middleman in that formation. And that time, that middleman was Joey Hightower, who kind of just sat where every defensive back left, and it certainly worked out for Anchorage.
So having Kevin Parker in motion on the tight end side. He's standing right now in the left hash mark, as it's going to be a draw play to Ant Tim, who's going to get a gain of 9 yards up the middle.
Yeah, we talked about how successful Tim has been in these draws, going back to it that time, and I certainly don't blame him. It seems like one of their go-to plays that really gets a good chunk of yardage, resulting in 9 that time.
Under center, 4 wide. And on the opposite side, they're going to split formations from flex to slot, as they're going to move Bobby Tarantino to the right side, trips right. Drops back, and it's a delayed handoff. It's a draw play. It's going to go to Chevy Monte Carlo for a nice 5-yard gain to the 25-yard line.
Yeah, pushing you past the sticks, doing a nice job of mixing things up now, not going too run or pass heavy, getting a nice balance. And I think that's going to be good for them, as we're seeing another successful drive. Now you just got to hope to finish things, as that's been a struggle we've talked about for them.
We're definitely seeing a lot of trickery, especially with those draw plays, as Miko Pajak lines up under center and flips Elliott Pope Jr. out to the left side, right on the 20. Pajak drops back, he's got time, throws, and there's going to be a flag on the play. We'll see what the honorable official has to say, and that's going to be pass interference on the defense.
A little bit too aggressive, and that's going to be a big boost there for Anchorage. It happened, looks like about at the about at the 10. I'll say it again, let them play.
Let them play. Let the kids play, I say. You know, DJ, I see it the same way you do. They should have me out there reffing the game. But then again, I might end up getting hit by one of those players. So I think I'll stay here in the booth, where it's a lot more comfortable and a lot safer. As Miko Pajak drops back and throws across the right, and that's just going to hit the turf. Kevin Parker was falling backward, but I don't think he really had a shot at that catch.
Yeah, now, this is going to be an instance where it's another red zone opportunity for Anchorage, and they just need to deliver.
They need to close it in. There was a football coach that called the red zone the green zone, because that's where you make your money. As Miko Pajak, speaking of getting paid, is hoping to pay his team with 6 right here as he drops back. He's got time. Fake handoff, fake throw. He's got a little more room in front of him, and he gets it to the 2. He pump fakes it and then takes off for the run up the middle to make it 3rd and 2 right next to the goal. They can actually technically score, get the first down, and not actually score here.
That's true. Pajak doing it all that time, pumping and escaping the pressure just to evade a few defenders downfield, push it to 3rd and 2. Much more manageable for him, opens up the ground game.
That's the old pump and jump scheme, I guess we could say.
Love it.
As they're going to hand it off to Ant Tim, who's going to get shut down behind the line of scrimmage. And Ryan Davis has a decision to make here.
Isaac Faison, one of the rookies, shooting the gap well, making that tackle, and they're going to go with the field goal. I think that's the correct decision. You still got a 1.25 to play with, and you're going to push it to a 1-point lead now for San Jose. If you make it, which you do, the chip shot is good.
11 plays, 66 yards, 4.5 minutes of time, 5:28 left in the third here. And, this is what has been plaguing, Anchorage. Like you said, they get there, I came, I saw, but I didn't quite conquer, seems to be the theme of this offense this evening.
Yeah, and it certainly has. And, these field goals, it's just you gotta make them 7.
Right,
but,
you gotta make them.
Points are points, but at the end of the day, we said it earlier, 3s and 7s, eventually the 7s outweigh.
Right, absolutely they do, and they can be absolute game changers. A nice return there by Jamar Shelton. So, if you do really, it's got to be interesting here, right? Because your offense has been moving very well, but you're not seeing a change in the score.
Yeah, not, I mean, it's got to be demoralizing. Good drives just resulting in you shortening the lead rather than taking it.
There you go. Brady is definitely one. There's no quit in Brady White, ever. As he drops back and hands off, and that's not going to go anywhere as Sean Williams runs to the back of his lineman and gets tackled on the play by Bobby Green.
And Bobby Green, one of the captains of this Anchorage defense, he is a unit in the middle.
He really is. He's one of their leading tacklers. As there's that man once again. He's going to be directly under center with both of his tight ends to the left. And it looks like a Sean Williams single back lined up 5 yards behind him. He's got two receivers to opposite sides. As he puts his tight end in motion again, Brady drops back. White's got time, throws a deep pass, and it's going to be intercepted on the play. And he's got room to work with in space, taking it to their 40-yard line. What a huge play by Julian Gasca.
The rookie has been showing up phenomenally in this game for Anchorage as well as all season long. One of the rookies who is really coming into their own as this season develops.
Absolutely, and a huge play there. And you know, when you're Mike O'Neill, that's what you want to see out of your rookies. The fact that, hey, I just got here, that's not going to let me hold myself back from knowing that I can make a big play at any time. You love seeing that young confidence as Michael Pajak hopes to turn that turnover into points. Not a field goal this time. He says, let's get a touchdown. As he flips it outside to Ant Tim, and that's going to go nowhere. It looked like he was going to break free for a minute. Cletus Youngblood, once again, part of that Sudi and Youngblood tackling machine of San Jose.
Yeah, I mean, that safety core and, you know, the defensive units for San Jose, the levels they have is just phenomenal. Their safeties are great and a good pair. Their linebackers,
nice,
great unit that work together.
They definitely are there. Chris Youngblood makes a tackle this time for a big pass to Bobby Tarantino to drive him further into enemy territory.
Which is fantastic for them, right? I mean, you after what was a rough end to your drive, you come back, you're already inside the 20, and even if again you don't finish what you start, 3 points will do it this time.
Absolutely. As we wonder what Mike O'Neill's going to draw up here. I found out I was in mirror mode for a while there, as that ball's going to be handed off to John Osmosis. Going to take it only for 1 yard.
Yeah, and as the field shortens, it's going to be harder for them to pass, as we've seen plenty of times. And that really results in them stalling out, right? I mean, that's what we've seen multiple times, and so maybe runs will help stop that.
Incomplete pass over the head of the intended receiver, and that looks like it's going to be Julian Gasca. No, please beg your pardon. That's going to be James Whitley on the coverage there. 3rd and 9, 3:09 left in the third quarter. This is a big third down for the future of this football game.
Certainly is. Soft coverage here in the dime look. I mean, they know what they want. They need 9 yards. They're protecting that yellow stick like their life depends on it, because at this point it almost does.
Pajak drops way back. Oh. Breaks the sack. Caught on the play by Kevin Parker. It looked like Dave was going to bring him down, but he said, no, Mr. Wolf. I'm the real big bad wolf around here.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like the old story goes. You huff and you puff, and you can't bring Michael Pajak down. Like a big brick house.
He's the Teflon Pajak. I mean, what are you going to do? You're not the first person to try to sack him. You got to try to sack him at least 3 times if you want to get a shot at bringing him down. As he drops back, throws, and it was in the hands of Elliott Pope, but it bounces right out in coverage. Luckily, falls innocently to the turf.
Yeah, now they're in this loop of passing again inside the 5, and this is where your field is short, right? Your defensive backs don't have that much ground to cover, and it's going to be harder to pass out.
They're showing a dime formation here. Only one linebacker in the middle to counter this formation. Ajax drops back, throws, and on the play by Joey Hightower. And they finally say, enough of these field goals. We're going to score this one. And they take the lead.
Yeah, Hightower gets a step behind Jeremetrius Butler there, and that was all she wrote. Pajak, a beautiful throw, giving Hightower a ton of room to drag his feet while still maintaining possession. That's a touchdown finally for Anchorage, what we've been waiting to say all day, pushing the lead to 6 for them. As if this extra point is good, I should say, which it is.
It is, yeah, definitely. You know, you can start to see why wide receivers are, you know, a little bit, I don't think ego's the right word, but they do a lot of cool sci-fi action movie stuff out there for all of our entertainment, that's for sure. As Anchorage, as the kicker, good old Joe Garfield, sends it up in the air. And if you're San Jose, let's take a look at what's going to happen here first. Brady might have to go that far. He's going to start on the 26-yard line. As Shelton takes it out for the usual usual return here. So, Hartshorn, right? You know, he wants to go pep talk, you know, Brady White, but Brady White pep talks himself. You tend to want to leave that guy alone. He knows the score, and he always knows the stakes. And he never plays with scared money, that's for sure.
That's right.
Brady White directly under center as he's going to bring it out to Williams. He's got a big hole outside to work with, and he's going to run for about 15 yards. That was a beautiful breakaway by Rashawn Williams.
It was eventually got chased down by one of the linebackers on this Wolves defense. Again, that was Dexter Coakley. We've got to say his name a few times, and that time, Rashawn Williams there was a great drawn-up run. There was not a whole lot of defenders to that side of the field. Your offensive line sealed the edge really well, and Williams is the type of back that once you get a head of speed like that, it's hard to catch him.
Hand out to Hardiman up the middle as Rashawn Williams has to take a quick breather after that big run. And tackled by Bobby Green, once again one of Anchorage's leading tacklers in the run game. $1:47 left in the third and ticking. 2nd and 8 here as Brady White is going to move directly under center again, this time in the I-Pro formation. Drops back, single step backfield, throws under pressure, caught by who else? There's that Jamar Shelton guy again.
Oh yeah, that big body in your receiving core. Brady White did a great job of adapting to the pressure. I mean, he saw it collapsing around him, so he took a few steps back, recollected himself, and connected with his lead receiver towards that left-hand side. And that just, you know, it found some space, and it worked out really well.
There's something amazing that happens. The eyes widen, the pulse quickens as Brady White drops back, 3 steps, throws, and it's caught by Aiden Texera in a football-sized hole in double coverage. What a great throw by Brady White.
Let's get another look at this one from Brady's point of view. You throw it over the middle, over the top safety, so close to jumping that one and taking it the other way. That was Spider Webb, who was lurking on his web, tried to make a huge play. His senses were kicking in, and just a little bit too aggressive on that one. We see that a lot from these young safeties.
And as we've got a man in motion here, Joel Hardiman is going to go out to the right, mixing it up a little bit here in this jumbo set. Brady White drops back, throws deep, and almost caught it on the bobble, but he was knocked down on the play by Bobby Green, who stayed all the way through with the coverage.
Yeah, probably should have been a catch. It hit the hands with no contest, and then it just bounced off, and then once he did try to reconvene and make that catch off the bobble is when he was hit. So nice job from the defensive back, being able to read and not hit too early. We've seen that a few times where it will get called if you do so.
Drop back, Brady, he's going to be brought down on the play by Zachary Babineau, and Brady White didn't stand a chance.
One of the former Cougars who was dominant when it came to the pass rush, getting in there and destroying Brady White from his blind side.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And, you know, he's probably getting up like, that hurt. Come on, guys.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. Was untouched around that edge. Whenever you're sending that many, that's going to happen from time to time.
for sure, as Brady White goes under center with a trips formation out to his left. He's got time to throw under pressure, throws, and he throws a great pass that is dropped by Gordon Khan. 4th and 15 with 3 seconds left in the third, and they're most likely going to bring out Silla Aldemir for another field goal attempt.
That's another pass. They're going to punt. Interesting.
I am mistaken. He is going to be the punter, Sean Langetta, who's going to come out. Interesting decision there by J.W. Hartshorn to punt the football away, and they're actually going to start with good field position if you're the Anchorage defense, as they're going to start with the ball on the 10-yard line. Ladies and gentlemen, fans and soon-to-be fans, get those fours up. We've got a very exciting football game here. It's currently Anchorage 16, San Jose 10, as San Jose and Brady White hope to drive down the length of the field and possibly take the lead here in the fourth quarter. Please excuse me. I once again remain in mirror mode. It looks like it's Mikkel Pajak who's going to get the football. He definitely wants to extend the lead too. Mikkel Pajak under center. He's going to be dropping back. He's going to flip it out immediately to Ant Tim. The blocks were set up, but it looks like Andre Pope is going to break through on the tackle there. Breaks right through the blocks.
Yeah, they go back to what has worked. Some more runs to the outside for them on the ground. I like the attempt, but San Jose is starting to pick up on it when you see that offset single back. And Ant Tim in the backfield is going to be to the outside. We see it again.
There we go, once again, 3rd and 4. You know, and these runs are good, and there's nothing wrong with running the football if you're getting that 5 or 6 yards per game, but we have to see what's going to happen here. This is a very pivotal drive for Ellie Diomez and her defense as they line up showing the 4-2-5. And it's going to be hand off to Ant Tim, and that's going to be blasted behind the line of scrimmage. Tackle for loss. Wow, what a play there by Isaac Faison.
Yeah, the young rookie getting involved, helping there on the run, making a huge stop, forcing Anchorage to punt. Not the way you wanted to see that drive go. And you look back at that previous punt from San Jose, and it ended up being a great look for him because, well, partly to the fault of Anchorage. They fielded the punt right at like the 2-yard line. You know, the returner, thankfully for them, was able to return it for like a gain of 5, 6, 7 yards, but still your back was to the wall. There wasn't a whole lot you could do besides run the ball. And the defense for San Jose showed up and it bit him in the butt.
And they really broke all the plays there. So this time, I promise, San Jose definitely has the football, and Brady White is definitely looking to drive the length of the field and definitely looking to score and give his team the lead as he lines up under center in a jumbo formation. He's going to drop 5-step back, throws a bullet to Jamar Shelton. There he goes again for a 1st and 10, closer to field goal range.
A beacon of hope in the middle of this San Jose secondary is Jamar Shelton. You see him jump up in the tight double coverage. Julian Gasca, who's had a great game so far for this Anchorage defense, is no stop there as Shelton is able to jump up and make that catch in very congested coverage.
Brady White has 2 tight ends to the left, but he's going to bring Texera into motion to the right-hand side as they're going to hand it off to Sean Williams, and he's going to get nowhere, immediately stuffed on the play by the lineman. 2nd and 6.
Yeah, pretty good hole. One of the defensive linemen on the opposite side of the line did a really good job of getting off their block quickly and coming to assist. Made the tackle from behind, but after a pretty solid game there for Williams.
Handoff, it's going to be inside, and Speedy Gonzalez isn't going to get anywhere, just a yard on the play. Bobby Green with another tackle, and you know that if you're Drew Riley, you really want to score a touchdown here. You don't want to walk away with a field goal. As they're looking at Brady White, for sure, under center, and they're going to swap out the positioning of Texera, and they're going to send Jimmy Wind to the left-hand side. We're going to see if this mismatch, yep, it definitely does, as he drops into the second level. A nice pass to Aiden Texera, and that's going to make first and goal on the 6-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, a really nice job taking the lid off of the secondary there. And, you know, it's really about beating those corners off of the outside. You throw it over the linebackers in the middle, attacking soft spots in the zone. That's where Brady White is going to excel when he's playing from behind, and he has the, the cheers and boos of the fans behind him. Oh,
Fumble! And it's recovered on the play by Zachary Babineau. Wow, what a huge turnover in a critical moment.
Disastrous there. Bobby Green is the one who makes the initial hit, pops it out, and Babineau scoops it up like an Easter egg on Easter Sunday. Oh my goodness. Now we see another drive where Anchorage is short. Their backs are to the wall. They're on the 2. And San Jose is in defense on a drive that they should have just scored on.
Right, you know Ellie Diom is saying, safety dance, safety dance. That's what she's telling the defense right now, as they gain only about 3 yards, and that brings them to the 3-yard line. So they are still absolutely... Hey, so, like, what do you do, right? Do you pin your ears back and go for it, or do you... You know what? Let's just see what happens. As Mikhail... Because listen, man, with Mikhail Pajak back there, you know anything could happen. We've seen him do nearly anything every time. As he's going to be tackled on the play, it's going to be a quick flip out to John Osmosis, and it's going to be 3rd and 3. And once again, this tug-of-war field position game continues to take over with 6 minutes left and counting in the 4th.
Yeah, now let's see. They're back in this set again. It's 3rd and they go back to the toss.
Flip, and they take it for another 6 yards. They're going to take it to their 20. You know, and right now, you definitely, if you're San Jose, you really got to get this ball back, because time has suddenly become Anchorage's friend here.
Yeah, it has. And with how their offense is producing, it's going to be able to nibble away at the clock slowly but surely, right? They're living for these pitch plays, which gain maybe 3-4 yards of play. Now they're in this same look. Let's see if they go back to it, or maybe the power out of it.
There we go, 5-step drop. Pajak's got time, and he throws, and it's nearly picked off by the athleticism of the playmaker there, number 92. That's Louis Caduti Jr. A really great play there.
Yeah, really nice job. That outside linebacker playing over the middle did a nice job of getting back there. Like you said, athletic play over the back shoulder to be able to hit that one down. Now a bunch look coming here for Anchorage.
You know, San Jose definitely needs to get the ball back here. They cannot give up any points, and it's going to be caught on the play there by Kevin Parker. Please excuse my enthusiasm. That was a lot of fun to watch. That was a great pass.
I don't think your enthusiasm is anything to slack at, for sure. And this offensive Anchorage, you know, cutting it down to halfway through the 4th, and things are looking good for them.
4 wide, everybody's on the line. They're going to throw what could have been a very dangerous pass into the flat, and it's going to fall harmlessly in the turf. 4:53 left. As 2nd and 10 here, and we're going to see what they do here on this play, what formation that they bring out. As you know here, they can't give up any points, San Jose. They're taking up a lot of time so far, as they've got a tight end to the left. Pajak drops back. He's going to throw a deep pass, and that's going to be shot down, and it's 3rd and 10, and San Jose's defense has a chance to get Brady the ball back for the possible victory.
And they go for 2 passes after they did a good job of chewing a little bit of the clock off, and then they kind of just changed things after that. So now they're going to have to be forced to pass again after not being successful in it in 2 back-to-back plays.
They've definitely got 4 wide, single back, halfback. Hops back. There's time to throw, and it's going to be caught for a first down by Bobby Tarantino as the clock continues to roll. 4:39 left in the 4th.
Bobby T with a great out route there. We're going to get another look at it as he's the outside receiver. Yeah, and just a beautiful play, and it's a little bit of traffic on the outside, which lets him get so much leverage. A nice jab step, and it gets him a yard or 2 away from the corner.
It's interesting to see Mike O'Neill's strategy here of just bleeding out the clock with good, solid play. You know, you can call it conservative, but if you're moving that yellow line forward, oh, not this time, as it's going to be the big bad Dave Wolf with his 4th sack. He's had 1 in every game this season.
And that time, the huffing and puffing of Mr. Wolf successfully blows down that brick house. And I certainly want to add another word in between those 2 words, Jesse, but we're live and I won't do that. But the audience at home can think for themselves.
For sure. Dang it, Bobby. Nice incomplete pass there, and Andre Pope was on the coverage. And 3rd and 15, and is definitely a very advantageous position for San Jose's defense as they look to get this ball back. Pajak saunters his way under center. It's time for a big play. They're showing a 4-1-6. Ant Tim in motion. Drops back. Rolls out left. Throws. And it looked like it was going to be caught, but it was knocked down by Cletus Delitus, 4th and 15. And it looks like Brady and company are going to get the ball back for Brady White to possibly drive it down the field for the win.
Gonna have a chance to, at the very least. The ball is gonna be in your court. And knowing Brady and knowing San Jose, they're gonna feel a lot better with themselves that they're at least gonna have a chance offensively to turn the score in their favor. If Anchorage was able to chew the rest of this clock out, which if their offense would have stayed as it was early on in that drive, maybe could have seen that. They started passing a lot more, which is now resulting in San Jose getting the ball back. Let's see what Mr. Clutch can do.
Brady White, tight end to the right. Split, offset, I formation. Receiver to opposite sides. First step drop, throws, and throws a very simple but nice clean pass for a 5-yard gain, 327 and counting.
Yeah, cutting your total in half, 5 more yards to the sticks. And now it's just, for a little while here, it's just a, you don't even think about the time, don't even think about how much you're down. Just keep getting 10 yards in 3 plays.
You got to score here, baby. You know that as well as I do, as it's going to be a nice 3-yard gain by Speedy Gonzalez, putting them closer to the yellow line. And you're definitely in 4th down territory here. Well, let's see. As it looks like San Jose is going to march up here with a 3rd down and 2, as Anchorage defense looks to stop them here and force them into a very difficult decision. Brady White snaps, and it's going to be a 1st down by Speedy Gonzalez as he fights his way over the 1st down marker. 2:35 left and counting.
Love the play calling here. Speedy Gonzalez had the touchdown earlier, if my memory serves me right. Was able to successfully gain a 4th down conversion, and that time gets a huge 3rd down, which is going to have major implications in this game.
Tight end left, opposite of the 2 wide receivers set to the right. I-Pro drops back, throws. It's going to be caught one-handed. What a big grab by Jamar Shelton as they move closer to the end zone.
Yeah, catching that as he shades his way to the middle to get in front of the corner. Sometimes you don't even got to run your route as long as you run it in front of the defensive back. Cuts a post there. The defensive back is way off his back hip, playing in the far zone, and it's just not enough time for him to get in front of Shelton there to make a play.
You know, going into the 2-minute warning here, this is not bad for you if you're San Jose because they know you need a touchdown, so they're going to defend that line. That's going to leave more space in the zone for Brady White to find his play. Brady White, once again, 2 tight ends to the right, single set, halfback. So here's opposite side. They're going to hand it off to Williams. They'll run it for a nice gain of 2nd and 6, 1:55. The clock continues to roll.
Yeah, and they have a very potent rushing attack. You know, it's certainly, juiced up for a big run one of these times for Williams or Gonzalez, whoever gets the nod.
You know, and their time is definitely ticking, but there is room to work with. As they're going to hand it off to Speedy Gonzalez, he's going to run it directly up the middle for another 1st down, $1:30 left.
Yeah, and they're staying ahead of the sticks. Just outside of the red zone now at about the 31. You got just about a minute and some change to go. Things are starting to look good. Mr. Clutch, let's see if he can pull it off.
And he went in motion. White, under center. One step, stops. Throws off his back foot. And an athletic catch for 6 to the 25-yard line. 57 and ticking.
Yeah, Shelton keeping in front of the defender, chasing him, and Brady doing a nice job off his back foot. A great throw to get it there before the other defensive back makes his way. We're pushing under a minute now.
Brady's going to hand it off to Sean Williams. He's going to run outside the C gap. He initially had the first, and they're going to credit him with it, even though he gets knocked behind it. And 33 seconds left. They've got to move. They've got to move here.
Tick, 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 tick.
Brady is under jumbo offset formation. 2 receivers to his left. Drops back 5. Throws. Aims to the end zone. It's going to be caught by Jamar Shelton. They're going to call a timeout. And they're going to be 1st and goal on the 6-yard line.
Yeah, here we go. And a huge connection for Brady over the middle. Again to Shelton, who has been his stalwart receiver in this one, has been showing up as a star inside the 5. This is where they can thrive.
Remember, the touchdown here only ties it. Brady under center. He throws and caught! Jimmy Witt getting his catch in a huge moment to give San Jose the chance for Scylla Aldemir to give them the lead and possibly the ball game.
And it's just, he shows up when it matters. Jimmy Witt had been quiet in this one, making arguably the biggest catch of the game, sealing the touchdown, and now they're an extra point away. If Scylla Aldemir misses this, I will sell my kidney to someone in Yemen.
Well, looks like Yemen is going to get your kidney as she makes a huge kick in the clutch. 10 plays, 69 yards. And it's time to see if there's a miracle in Anchorage tonight. As Scylla Aldemir gets set to kick it back. Ball's up in the air, and it's going to come down, and it looks like it's going to be taken out here, even though it's going to take time off the clock. Elliott Pope is going to be tackled. And here we go. 11 seconds. Is there going to be a miracle on ice tonight?
Now, I mean, it's unlikely. However, crazier things have happened. On the earlier game in this block, we saw 2 Hail Marys completed. Neither of them mattered in a blowout victory for Birmingham. But maybe a Hail Mary can mean something now. They go 4 wide. Let
me tell you, in this game, you never know.
Crazier
as
things.
Pajak drops back, and it's going to be bobbled. It was almost caught again in the traffic, but excellent coverage by the San Jose defense. 7 seconds remaining.
Now I think we'll see that Hail Mary. What do I know?
You know, at this point, right? you watch this game long enough. You watch the SFLm long enough. You know to never count your chickens before they, I think there's a saying in that. As Pajak throws a deep bomb, and that's not going to be caught by anybody, but there's still enough play. There's still enough time for one more play. It's miracle time.
Crazier things.
Yeah, right now San Jose wants to make sure that this doesn't become a game with a name.
Yeah, no joke.
As Pajak in the shotgun. He's got time, throws a deep pass, and that's going to be incomplete, sealing the ball game. It's time to give out the game balls as San Jose wins by as many points as you need for victory, 17-16 in a close ball game. Oh, that was a lot of fun. DJ, talk to me, talk to us. Tell me what you were thinking about it. Let's give out those game balls here.
Man, I mean, Mr. Clutch showing up in the clutch. Brady White doing what he needed to do, right? I mean, it came down to another final last second score to take the lead by just 1. As far as game balls go, this one certainly not a pretty game, right? I mean, this one was just rough. It was tough. I'm stalling so I can look at these stats a little bit more. I mean, Shelton seems obvious. Had well over 130, well over the century mark. Had the hallmark of the catches with 10. But I feel like there'd be someone better defensively, just with how well they were able to stop. The offensive Anchorage, in the red zone.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm a little unconventional with who I give game balls out to, and I want to give a game ball to defensive coordinator Ellie Diomes. I mean, after last week's showing how disastrous it was for her to come to the table with fresh eyes and develop a winning game plan against a very tough Anchorage team on the road, that says a lot about her tenacity, especially being new to the coaching game. So I'm going to give the defensive coordinator Ellie Diomes a game ball in this one because everybody on that defense played great, keeping them from scoring when in the red zone. They made so many trips into that red zone and did not come out with touchdowns. Well, ladies and gentlemen, fans and soon-to-be fans, it was an absolute pleasure and a privilege to bring this game to you. On behalf of my broadcasting partner, DJ Kilgannon, good night, and I hope a good tomorrow for you as well. Signing off.